currency or anything like that. However, I don't see, when you read documentation like this, adapting to a New World Order, remember, a New World Order doesn't exist. Just a message from the Premier of Quebec, Jean Charest, and from the Prime Minister. Their faces just come in there and they write a little blurb, probably one of their speechwriters. But no, there's no plan for globalization. There's no plan for a North American Union. By the way, they have like a sister program for the SPP in this we're going to discuss as well. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas, back after these messages. This one's out of the New York Times. We touched on a little bit with Gerald Celente. China requires censorship software on new PCs. China has issued a sweeping directive requiring all personal computers sold in the country to include sophisticated software that can filter out pornography and other unhealthy information from the internet. Oh, unhealthy information. You mean it's not just about porn? I can't imagine. Really? Unhealthy information? Isn't it good when the government decides what unhealthy information is? I think it's good. I'm glad that the government is going to decide what's good for me and what's bad for me. Because I'm a child who needs to be taken care of. Could you get me a baba or a nipple to suck on? Because obviously I need somebody to clothe me, bathe me, and now the government is going to decide what I can see. The software, which manufacturers must install on all new PCs starting on July 1st, would allow the government to regularly update computers with an ever-changing list of banned websites. Can you say cybersecurity? And by the way, we have another story that kind of intertwines with this we're going to get to in a moment, saying, Adobe and Microsoft crying that there are critical security flaws in their software and the hackers can get to us. We need to pass these bills right now. We need cybersecurity. Obama, give us cybersecurity already. We know you announced it, but we need it on the fast track. And by the way, that AT&T case does seem to be closed. It looks like they ruled in favor of the government. The appellate court said, no, the government is your god. You cannot go after the telecommunications companies that have bowed down, bent over, and taken it from the government, basically saying that we are going to surveil everything that goes through your wires on the internet, on cell phones, and we're just going to hardline it into our own little computer database system. Track, trace, and database, you better believe it. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. And don't think they won't log you when you try to go to one of these banned websites. Oh, Larry is going to subversive material. Hong is on his way to bad times on the internet. He might be a dissident. Good thing we have those one-child policies to keep them in line. We wouldn't want him to have a large informed family. The rules issued last month ratchet up internet restrictions that are already among the most stringent in the world. China regularly blocks websites that discuss the Dalai Lama, the 1989 crackdown on Tiananmen Square protesters, and the Falun Gong, the banned spiritual movement. But free speech advocates say they fear the new software could make it even more difficult for China's 300 million internet users to obtain uncensored news and information. You think? Really? It took you 4 paragraphs to say that this is a free speech issue? Of course it's a free speech issue. Are you joking me? And that's why the New York Times costs $2 now. That's why their other little papers, the Boston Herald, are going down. They're going under. And that's why the government's saying, oh, they're too big to fail too. We got to find a way that the media can work arm in arm with us, and we'll fund them even further. It's not bad enough that they already have these covert programs, Mockingbird and others, where they literally own the media, put out disinformation, use psychological warfare against you. No, that's not enough. That's not enough. We need more. Here it is. Here's the fear-mongering from Microsoft and Adobe. Microsoft Corp issued software to fix a record 31 security flaws in its programs, and Adobe Systems Inc. warned that glitches in its products could let hackers take control of a user's PC. Oh no! A user's PC. Look, there are plenty of people out there, much younger, much more technological savvy than I am, 13-year-olds that know how to get on these internet access networks. I remember back in the day when my buddy was showing me how to get onto FTP sites before torrents, before file share like Napster, Morpheus, Kazaa, LimeWire is the big one. Before all that, there was FTP. People set up sites, you got to log in, and you're able to share information that way. It's just not as readily used or available. People don't know about it. I remember back in the day, we were using that all over the place to get all types of files. So hopefully, it's just that we're so dumbed down that most people don't even understand how the internet works or how file sharing works or how important and imperative it is to stop government regulation from saying that you can't have unhealthy information. And that's where this is going. Meanwhile, they fearmonger that people are going to take over your computer. What exactly could they possibly do with taking over your computer? We know that most identity theft doesn't happen over the quote-unquote internet. Okay, it happens because people leave their bills out, people get a hold of hard copies of information. It's very rare that the internet is responsible for identity theft. It does happen, but it's a lot less than is being shown on the media. Microsoft released patches on Tuesday that repair vulnerabilities in Windows, Office, and Internet Explorer, as well as key places of software that businesses use in their data centers. Adobe said in a security bulletin on its website that Reader and Acrobat users should update their software to the newest versions. Additional software is available if those releases are not compatible with a customer's PC. You know, that reminds me, I did just ridiculously download, Vista Service Pack 2. Anybody out there? And I had turned down a lot of these different updates. I downloaded it. Now I do have glitches on my computer. I think I've got to uninstall and reinstall Mozilla Firefox. On top of that, I couldn't system restore to before the updates for some reason. My last restore point was when I installed Windows Service Pack 2. So I guess you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. We're going to go to calls in the next segment, 866-582-9933. Hopefully they're going to bring this one up on the screen for the PrisonPlanet.tv subscribers. This is off of Wired.com. Universal Rubik's Cube could become Pentagon shapeshifter. And we're always talking about technology and that type of news. Even by the standards of the Pentagon Fringe Science Arm, Fringe Science Arm, this project sounds far out. Programmable matter that can be ordered to self-assemble or alter their shape, perform a function, and then disassemble themselves. But researchers backed by DARPA are actually making progress on this incredible goal. Henry Kenyon at Signal magazine reports one day they could lead to morphing aircraft and ground vehicles, uniforms that can alter themselves to be comfortable in any climate, and soft robots that flow like mercury through small openings to enter caves and bunker complexes. Literally out of Terminator 2, the T-2000. Think about that. Mercury to slide in. I thought that this was just incredible. Just a little piece of the Rubik's Cube that they showed you, that this matter that they've created can morph. It's unbelievable. A soldier could even reach into a can of unformed goop and order up a custom-made tool or a universal spare part. Wow, that is unbelievable. One team from Harvard is working on a kind of generalized Rubik's Cube that can fold into all kinds of shapes. Another is trying to order large strands of synthetic DNA to bind together in a molecular Velcro. A molecular Velcro. And by the way, it looks like genomics is one of the big topics over in this Adapting to a New World Order seminar that's going on in Canada right now. Another interesting story I thought we would cover. House Democrats consider penalty on uninsured. You see, if you don't have insurance and you don't have your shots and you're a bad person, well, you might have to be penalized by the federal government financially. It's not bad enough that you can't afford insurance or you don't want to take the forced inoculations. Now they're going to fine you for it. Senior House Democrats drafting a health care legislation are considering slapping an unspecified financial penalty on anyone who refuses to purchase affordable health insurance. This is socialism. They want you in this socialist program. Representative Charlie Rangel, a Democrat out of New York, said that the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee referred to the penalty as play or pay. Waivers would be available for those who could not recover the cost of insurance. CIA says sharing data would risk security. The director, Leon Panetta, told a federal judge that releasing documents about the agency's terror interrogations... Oh, I'm sorry, this is a different headline. It sent me two different things. What is this? I'm sorry. There was an article in The Statesman. I printed the Statesman article, and it gave me all these little headlines. It's at Yahoo News as well. So think about that for a second.